is cycle 3, week 1. We are going to be working through drawing these next 6 weeks. And so this is the first of it. And so we are going to be talking about oils. Most kids will be ready to go, ready to say exactly what oils is. And so you can work that through on the board or in front of the kids. You can have them on just loose paper. Do the circle for O, the I, and the L, and the S, and what all those lines mean, and how it's found in all of art. And so if you have a book, you could bring in, having them point to differing oils that they see in art. It is in everything we do and draw, and it is why we started out first. So that can be something you want to talk through and explain. It can be real quick with the kids so that you can have more time to do our activity in using oils in. And so we are learning about U.S. history, and this week, especially with history, we're talking about Christopher Columbus and how they found and explored the New World. And cartography was a huge thing that was starting during this time of the world. And so we are going to be our own little cartographers, making maps of our own new worlds. So Columbus was discovering his own new world, and we are going to be like him, exploring and making up our own worlds. So this does not have to be a world that exists. We can have fun, make our own islands, and learn as we go. So first is what you're going to need is everyone is going to need to have some sort of a tin. You can opt to not use these if you prefer. We don't have enough for the whole community for everyone to have one. So we are going to need, if you want to use them, to bring some from home. So if you maybe want to talk with your tutor pair about how many you have and they have, to kind of bring some from home. If you want, as an option, you don't have to use these kind of jelly roll 9x13 pans. You could opt to just get a tablecloth and put it on the floor and have the kids work with their maps. So you have those big 11x17 maps that we use for geography. And so you're welcome to put the table cover down and put the map on top of that and the piece of paper on top of that to kind of be a way to keep our rice from getting everywhere, because no one wants to pick up thousands of grains of rice. So whatever you want to do, use your best judgment. It's totally fine. We're going to, for the sake of this video, use these pans because they're nice. It keeps the rice at bay and kind of in here. So for the sake of the video, I'm using a piece of blue construction paper because I'm using white rice. Normally, you are going to have just a normal piece of white paper. So don't go looking for construction paper in your stuff. You won't have it. You're going to have white paper. But just for the sake of the video, we're going to do this. So everybody's going to have a bunch of rice. So you can just have them, kids or parents, for them, fill up a cup with rice, and you're going to just gently pour it on their paper for them. Make sure to tell the kids ahead of time, the rice stays on the paper. No, we're not picking it up. We're not going to eat it. We're not going to throw it or run around with it. We're just keeping it here. So they get to kind of have fun with it, but within the boundaries of the tray. So that might be something worth talking about. So if kids want to make lots of little islands, they can do that. If they want to make one massive island, they can do that as well. The rice does not need to be everywhere for you to do this. You can have just more we're focusing more on the boundaries because we're going to be tracing around it. So I'm just doing this real fast. And I'm going to then be tracing around what I've made to make my island. So this is my island I have now discovered. And if you want to opt to kind of have them make another little island there, there's a little island there. You can do that. It does not have to be perfect, obviously. This is just supposed to be for fun. So have them have fun with it. Maybe have the kids share, take turns. If you only have enough for so many of the kids to go at once, you can have kids be practicing oils or something as the other kids are working. And so I would recommend having a mom help with this with the younger kids to kind of do this and to put it back inside the cup if you can, or inside the bag as best you can, so that we don't have a ton of rice everywhere. So you might not be able to see it super well because it's on paper that's blue, but I've just created an island. And so I have some examples of some other islands that we've made. So we have here an example of an island. And so once you've made the outside of the island, the kids can then have fun and get creative. What is in a map? We have, for maps, you can even do north, south, east, west if you want. You know, you can have a legend and say, okay, we could make mountains. So it looks like here we've got some mountains somebody made, or you can notice in our geography maps, if you even keep those out, mountains a lot of times are shaped like a triangle without the bottom. And a lot of the times when we do a full colored in triangle, we're talking about a certain peak. The kids could name that peak for each of their drawings. We can do lakes, you can do rivers, you can do various islands. They can get creative, have fun with it. We made the Princess Islands for if you wanted to do lots of different islands instead of one big island. You want to get creative and name it. We've got Cinderellaville, we've got Elsa Land, and Rapunzel's Paradise. So have fun with it. Let the kids explore and have fun. We have, this is the magical land of Reptilonia. Now we have mountains over here. We have the darkness. Looks like a big valley of darkness over here. We have the Salamander Coast. So let the kids have fun with it. Let them get creative. They can write their own stuff in it. They can make rivers, lakes. You kind of get the drift. If you want them to make a little legend, the bigger kids might really enjoy that more so than the youngers. And then once they've drawn it, they can have fun coloring it. So the big thing that I'm going to say that I want you to do is, or not to do, is don't give the kids markers to color. It's just going to become a big muddled mess. If you want to have them do markers, I would recommend only the borders to be markers, and then the rest use crayons, or if you want color pencils. It'll allow you more freedom to have it look nice without muddying it up, especially if you have other options. So I will have some examples for you guys to look through and for the kids to kind of get a taste of what this is to help them launch through doing the oils. So if you have time afterwards, you could maybe ask the kids, what oils do we see in what we've made? And why did you make this island? And you know, what you want. So have fun.